Good morning. We'll start with our syllabus, outline of syllabus. So in our syllabus there are 6 papers, uh, and I am dealing with the paper number 2, that is cell and molecular biology. Now this, you may all aware about the basics of this part, because most of these points are being covered in your first year and second year zoology and even in microbiology. So some part of this may be covered, and if you are chemistry people, then you are not aware about the things which we are studying in this paper. So the title of paper is Cell and Molecular Biology, paper number 2, BO332, Cell and Molecular Biology. This is basic, very interesting paper, because in the earlier part, in first year and second year, we have known about the cell. What is the cell? What are the functions? That is, cell is the basic structural and functional unit of cell, structural and functional unit of any organ. And as per the studies which we have studied earlier, the cell is the basic unit. But from this paper onward, we may know that the cell, it has again some important structures, important components, and these components are now we can call as the cell is not the basic unit, but there are different components or organelles present in the cell. And when we go into deeper part of this syllabus, that is molecular biology, we can find that DNA and RNAs are the basic components, with DNA and RNA are the basic structural and even the functional units. So this is what we are going to discuss in this syllabus. Paper number 2, BO332, Cell and Molecular Biology. Now this paper is divided in 2 sections. So first component is of cell biology, and the second part, that is second component, is molecular biology. So chapter 1, 2, 3 and 4, we are studying about the cell, components of cell, and from chapter 5 onwards up to chapter number 12 we are studying about the molecular biology. In the first chapter, as this is the first part, we are going to discuss about the introductory part. So cells, 2 types of cells, that is prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, their structures, and the relationship of cell biology with other biological sciences. As the cell is the basic structural and functional unit of plant, it is all related. It is related with all other biological sciences. So cell is important for knowing the plants, knowing the organs, knowing the leaves, knowing the stems, leaf, root, all the parts. And the metabolic processes takes place in all the parts, or basically in the cell, that we are going to study in this paper in general. And this chapter just touches about the outline of cell biology and other biological sciences. Now, as in the first part, we are studying the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Pro, that is primitive karyon nucleus. So, cell with primitive or not well developed nucleus, that is prokaryotic cell, and U, that is true karyon nucleus, eukaryotic cell, the cell with true nucleus or well developed nucleus. Now, these pro and eukaryotic cells has their own structure, and in the structure it has different cell organelles, and all the organelles has their own functions. Now that all the organelles of cell that are included in a fluid or watery juice or a liquid called as cytoplasmic matrix. This is our second chapter, cytoplasmic matrix. So in the cell there is fluid, there is liquid, there is watery juice, which we called as cytoplasm. cyto, that is cell, and plasma, that is mm, uh, cytoplasmic matrix, and matrix, that is material which is present in the cytoplasm. Now this cytoplasmic matrix, as I just mentioned, that it is the watery fluid or juice like component. This watery fluid and juice has several physical and chemical properties. Now the physical nature of cytoplasmic matrix and chemical organization, that is different components, may be organic and inorganic compounds present in the cytoplasmic matrix, that we are going to discuss in the second chapter. Now the third and important chapter, that is cytoplasmic constituent. Cytoplasm, that is fluid, and this cytoplasm contains different organelles, and these organelles have their own structure and functions, and these we are going to discuss in the chapter number 3. So in that, the morphology, ultrastructure, chemical composition, functions of cell wall. Now when we start with the cell, it has a distinct wall or protective covering. This protective covering, to which we call as cell wall. Beneath the cell wall or just below the cell wall, there is plasma membrane, thin membrane, semipermeable membrane, that is plasma membrane. And this plasma membrane and cytoplasmic matrix covers the endoplasmic reticulum. Endo, that is inside, plasmic, plasma membrane, reticulum, that is network. So network of organelle present in the in the cytoplasm. Then Golgi apparatus, this is one more important organelle. Lysosomes are there, microbodies are there, mitochondria are there, plastids, vacuoles, and ribosomes. So all these different types of organelles which are present in the cell, I can repeat: the cell wall, that is protective outer covering, then plasma membrane, thin membrane inside the cell wall, the membrane is semi-permeable, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, lysosomes, microbodies, mitochondria, plastids, vacuoles, and ribosomes. So all these are different organelles, and each of these organelles have their own structure and also the functions. So when all these organelles play their role, this helps the cell, entire cell, to work. And the most important part of the cell, that is nucleus and the chromosome. Nucleus is important structure of cell. This nucleus, that is the main component of cell. We are going to discuss about the morphology, ultrastructure, nucleoplasm. So as in the cell, in total, we have the cytoplasm, that is fluid inside the cell, and nucleoplasm, it is the fluid inside the nucleus. Nucleolus, so nucleolus, one more component, and the functions, and the chromosomes which are present in the nucleus. So we are going to discuss again about the number of chromosomes, morphology, structure. Then there are two terms, that is karyotype and ideogram, that also we are going to discuss. Then we are discussing the chemical composition of chromosome and the different types of chromatins, that is euchromatin and heterochromatin, and the giant chromosome. So this is what we are going under this title, cell biology, first component of this chapter. And the second component, that is molecular biology. As we just come to nucleus, and in the nucleus there are chromosomes. These chromosomes are made of DNA and proteins, and here we start the studies of molecular biology. So DNA is a molecule, RNA is a molecule, and proteins are also the molecules. So in molecular biology, we are going to discuss about the different types of molecules, that is DNA, RNA, and the proteins, and their role, their functions, their structures, that we are going to discuss under this title, molecular biology. So again, general component, definition, history, scope and importance, central dogma of molecular biology. Then sixth one, important chapter, nature of genetic material. So we are now in the 20th century, and now we know everything, we can say we know everything about the DNA. But when the investigation, discovery of DNA started long back in 18th or in the beginning of 19th century. At that time, the microscope technology, all these things are not very well developed, and scientists has spent their most of their life in discovering these things without the use of technology. So in nature of genetic material, we are going to discuss about the characteristics of genetic material, physical and biological evidences to prove DNA as genetic material. Then to prove DNA as the genetic material, there are some evidences, that is Chargaff's law, then Franklin and Wilkins' work, Watson and Crick model of DNA, forms of DNA, A, B, Z DNA, C-value paradox, RNA as genetic material, and TME. Now this I think is a crux of this syllabus, because when we know the DNA, after that there are different discoveries, and before we don't know the DNA, we generally call the cell is the basic structural and functional unit, and after that now we can call, or after 1953, after the work of Watson and Crick, we can call the cell is not the basic, but DNA is the basic structural and functional unit of the living organism. So this is what the discovery of DNA we are going to discuss in the 6th chapter. So this is, I think, is the crux of this syllabus. Then when we know the DNA structure, then as the cell is, we know the process of cell division, that is mitosis, meiosis, through which the cell divides, and all the structural and functional aspects of cell are divided into two or multiple divisions. So before that, the DNA has to divide. Before the cell to divide, the DNA has to divide, and this division of DNA is this process is called as DNA replication. Now this is again one important discovery, because there are some opinion about the researchers again in 1950s to 1960s era, and these all experiments we are going to discuss in this chapter number 7. Now the DNA, which is functional and important component, as like the human being, as we need to repair ourselves in some circumstances. The cell may also require to repair itself in some circumstances. Likely, the DNA also have to face different physical and chemical abnormalities, and because of that, the DNA may get damaged. And this, as when we people face any abnormalities, we directly visit to doctor, but for DNA there is no doctor. So DNA itself, it itself has to repair. So there are some methods, or there are some types of damage, how the damage DNA get damaged, and what is the mechanism for repair of that damaged DNA. So that we are going to discuss in chapter number 8, DNA damage and repair. Then gene organization. So once the DNA, then RNA is synthesized or is produced from the DNA, it has to organize itself. So the DNA has to organize itself, and this we are going to discuss in the chapter number 9, that is gene organization. So there are different component of that gene. Promoter region is there, then terminator region is there. There are some enhancer, there are some different types of genes, that is split genes and jumping genes. So these organization we are also going to discuss, because when the new DNA is formed, it is this DNA is not ready for further process, that is protein synthesis. So that DNA has to be prepared itself, that is gene organization. So the preparedness of that DNA we are going to discuss in this 9th chapter. And after the DNA is prepared, for the next processes, there is transcription. Now this word itself is indicative. Transcription, that is transfer, and script. So there is script on that DNA. We're going to discuss later on about that details. But so on the DNA, we all know that is there is coding region, or there are some purines and pyrimidines, and that adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymines likewise, and they forms a particular sequence. So this is the script on the DNA, and that script has true transfer, that is transcription. And this mechanism of transcription we are going to discuss in chapter number 10th. In chapter number 11th we are going to discuss about genetic code. So genetic code is again one more sequence of three nitrogenous bases: adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. So ATGC, all these are nitrogenous bases, and these bases forms a particular sequence. So by using this particular sequence on a DNA strand, there is a formation of code. So three such nitrogenous bases combine together to form one single code, and that code has to be translated. So here is one component is transcription. So script is transferred. So script is on DNA, that script has to be transferred. This script or message is in the form of genetic code, and that information again needs to be translated. So there is translation. Once the script is changed, comes in the form of codes, and that codes are translated to form the RNA. Now when such genes or DNA are formed, these genes has some relationship with enzymes. So there is one hypothesis, one gene, one enzyme hypothesis. Then regulation of metabolism. Then there are certain enzymes which are called inducible and repressible enzymes. So there are some enzymes which are formed from proteins, and these proteins or enzymes are responsible to induce some processes. So these enzymes are responsible for to promote the processes, that is inducible, and some are some are repressible, that is they repress the process, they control the process. Then gene regulation, lac operon concept is there in prokaryotes, and in eukaryotes, the Britain eukaryotes also the regulation mechanism is there. So this is all about your syllabus for paper number 2, cell and molecular biology. So this is the outline of your syllabus. We will start with chapter 1 by 1 in the next part.